Alright, so today we're going to talk about something that honestly everybody has a problem with doing, which is letting go. I don't know if anybody told you, but it's okay to let go, buddy. It's okay. You know, sometimes I feel like we, it's not funny, but we hold on to the past like it's a badge of honor, except it's not an honor. It's more of a weight. So I had a situation where I can't stand the little, I forget what it's called. Ugh. I don't like that. But I had a talk with someone. I won't put their business of who they are out there. But I know somebody who's still angry and mad at their dad. And so pretty much this person still holds on to a lot of childhood anger of his dad not being there. And that's understandable. You know, it's a really hurtful thing when, as a child, you know, some of us, if you're in my situation, we had parents there, but you kind of hoped and wished like, oh well, you could have just you could have just not with the things that you did. But it is what it is. And then on the other hand, there's situations with people who, I mean, daddy just wasn't there. He stepped out at a very young age, left at a very young age, mommy left at a very young age, whatever your case may be. And so that can cause a lot of hurt and pain and abandonment issues, feeling rejected. And you can get to a place and point where you can get to a place and point of feeling like you were never good enough. Because if my own parent wasn't there, why would anybody else be? So with the advice and words that I gave to this person, I'm like, there's so many more people out there that have dealt with this. And it needs to be said, it needs to be stated, because you don't have to hold that anger. Like, are you aware that you can let it go? It could have been so much more worse. Please don't take offense to that, you know? Just stick with me, bear with me, because I get it. I understand it hurts. The thing about it is, as children, we don't ask to come here. Like why did y'all even bring me here? I didn't ask for this drama. Like, I could have been in heaven with the golden streets and in my mansion comfortably. But unfortunately, it can be extremely hurtful, and I get it. I understand. Parents are supposed to show up. They're supposed to be there. They're supposed to love you and treat you right and protect you. But here's the thing. Using that pain as an excuse, stick with me here. Using that pain as an excuse to treat people badly, or live bitter, or to live with an addiction, or to live with, you may even be a person where you cannot for the life of you be with just one person. You are so quick to run away from love, run away from this thing, run away from every good thing, and you're running because at the end of the day, you don't feel good enough. I don't feel good enough. I'm not good enough. And you may not even say this, but it's your body's reaction and reacting from love, good things, hell no. What is that? Because at the end of the day, my own daddy wasn't there. My own mommy wasn't there. So if they weren't there, then I'm not good enough. Your body tells you that knowingly, unknowingly. You feel like everyone who comes into your life is going to leave you. So you leave them before they leave you. And I'm here to tell you that is not healthy. That is not okay. And at the end of the day, you will ruin your life. You will ruin good people that God sends into your life. You will miss out on opportunities that could change your life, that could actually grant you everything you've been wishing, praying, and hoping for. But because you are fearful, because you will not let go, you miss out. Once again, using that pain as an excuse to treat people badly or living bitter isn't healing. It's staying stuck. Yes, it hurts. Believe me, it hurts when parents fail us. It really, really does. It really hurts. Because they're the one person that you hope and should be able to count on. But guess what? They're still human too. And I know a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot, especially when it comes to dealing with hurt and pain from a parent. It hurts when parents fail us. But God already spoke to that pain. He already said, when your mother and your father forsake you, I will be there for you. That means the absence of your parent is never the absence of, love, provision, or care. Not when God steps in. Oh no. And here's something else to think about. We often focus on the fact that someone wasn't there. That's all you can stay stuck on. My dad wasn't there. My mom wasn't there. But sometimes the truth is, their presence could have made it worse. Yes, they were absent. But imagine if they were there in a toxic way, in an abusive way, or a damaging way. Sometimes the absence you hate, the absence that hurts you so greatly, was also the protection. The protection you didn't realize you had. It's okay to feel that pain, but you're not supposed to stay there. There's so many situations, and I don't want to go too deep into it because I don't want to feel it. But so many situations where parents are there, and it's the reason why so many little angels go back very early, why their time is cut short. I brought up one story to him. There was one dad, and I don't want to get into a story because the story it's sick. This man was sick. He was demonic. He was filled with demons. And he ended up raping his own son. And he abused him as well, to top it off. And he ended up killing him. Now, do I think he meant? No. Because he wanted to be able to continue on that abuse. But this baby ended up dying. And the point of it is the fact that he was there. This little boy had his dad. But what good was that? What good was that to have somebody who clearly mentally was not right? Who clearly had some serious demons. And he took it out on his son. But he was there. And my point isn't to take away from your hurt or your pain and to make you feel like you shouldn't feel the way that you do. No. Own that. Own that hurt and own that pain. What I'm saying is don't stay there. Don't let it ruin your life. Don't let it ruin opportunities. Don't let it ruin love for you and everything else. Because I don't need to know you to know that it is. Most people who deal with situations like that is an outcome of it. So yes, pain is real. It's very, very real. I'm aware and I know. I see you, I hear you, I understand. It's very real. But it's also a choice. You can acknowledge the wound without making it your identity. You can tell your story without letting it be your prison. That one chapter of your life, yes, it sucks, but why do you keep rereading the same thing, hurting yourself? Let it go. You cannot rewrite it. You cannot change the ink. You cannot change the paper. You cannot edit it in no shape or form. It is what it is. But you can take that pain and hurt and transform it into something so beautiful. if you allow it to. The moment that you stop saying, I am this way because, and start saying, I choose to be better despite, that's when you take your power back. So I'm gonna give you a little step-by-step, a little how-to. So get a pen, get a paper, write this down. Those who truly are serious about healing, write this down. You have to, for one, acknowledge the hurt. Stop burying it. One thing I used to do, and it's because it's all I knew how to do, because growing up in my family, we weren't the Brady Bunch. Me and the Huxtables, and yeah, my family was a very emotionally unemotional people who did not, things will happen, but don't you dare talk about it. Oh no, 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 brush it under the rug. Is it gonna happen? Yes, it is, and we're just gonna keep going on in this cycle. So I didn't know how to acknowledge my pain in a healthy way. I just had anger issues that developed out of this, and holding stuff in and not being able to let myself be free and express stuff, because that was just a huge, like, you're bringing it up? No, like, that's crazy talk. Don't do that. Don't heal. So it's something that I had to learn. You have to acknowledge the hurt, and it's okay to acknowledge the hurt. Does it hurt? Yeah, it hurts. That's why hurt is hurt. But you can't pretend that it didn't happen, okay? I know a lot of times we go through things and we don't want to relive it. I understand, but you have to. You have to relive it so it doesn't own you. Don't allow situations and things to own you. So acknowledge the hurt. Don't pretend that it didn't happen. Write it down. Whatever happened that struck a chord to get you to the place of where you are in your life, write it down. And I want you to pray about it. Talk about it. Talk it out loud. Even if you have to say it out loud. There are certain situations, and I'm gonna just share this real quick. There are certain situations where I'm like, oh, I'm healed from this. And then something would trigger that, or bring it kind of to mind. Or if a person asks me about something, and I would start talking about it and immediately get emotional. And I'm like, why am I crying? Why am I crying? Oh, I don't care about this. And it's like, yeah, you do care about this. That's why you get emotional every time it's brought up, because it still hurts you. And so I'm like, there was things that I thought I was healed from, but because I never even had spoken it out loud, it was still inside of me. You have to get things out of you. Sometimes, yes, speak it out and get rid of it. Get it out of you. Say, I don't own this anymore. This happened to me, but it's not my whole life. So my point is, name it so you can face it. Number 2, release the blame, okay? Forgiveness isn't about excusing them, okay? Everyone feels like, well, if I forgive them, they just get away scot-free. That's not the case. That's far from the case. Because even if you have an arrogant parent, you know, a parent who doesn't want to take acknowledgement for their behavior, that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Because by you forgiving them, you've done your part. That means you step out the way and say, genuinely, I forgive you. If you don't care to care of me caring of my forgiveness, giving it to you, that's okay. That's okay. If you are not in a place where you can actually talk to them personally, you can pray in the spirit. You can literally sit and pray and say, you know, so-and-so, I forgive you in Jesus' mighty name. I pray for their soul, body, mind, spirit. May they receive blessings and abundance in their life. And you know, the thing about it is, guys, is how you know you're healed is when you can actually pray for your enemies, when you can pray for those who've hurt you, when you can pray for those who've done you wrong, and not flinch at saying, I want my enemies to be blessed. You won't flinch at that. No, you should want your enemies to be blessed. And I know you're freaking out. Please don't click off the video just yet. Hear me out. When you stand with a good heart, God sees that. People can laugh at you, People can point fingers at you and go, oh, they think they're that, they think they're this, and let people talk. A blessing isn't always wrapped up in a car. A blessing isn't always wrapped up in a house or shiny things and materialistic stuff. Sometimes God will bless them with the truth. He'll bless them with open eyes so they can see, oh, wait, I abandoned my own kid. Oh, wait, I did X, Y, and Z. Oh, wait, I abused my child. Oh, wait, you don't know what that is. Nor should you care. It's not for you. That's not the principle and point. You're not supposed to focus on that. You know, forgiveness is looked at as some weak thing, like, oh, you gave in. Look at you, you gave in. You forgave them, and they're the ones that did something. It's not the point. It's not the point, people. It's about freeing yourself from being chained. Do you hear me? Chained, imprisoned to what they did or didn't do. You should not want to have anybody living in your head rent-free, reliving a situation that has passed so long ago. So long ago. Like, if you looked back, you would not be able to see it because that's how far off it is. Forgive them. Some people feel like they don't have any forgiveness in their heart, but wouldn't you want to be forgiven? You know, let's think of somebody who you I don't know. Just think of somebody that you love. Think of somebody that you really care about. And you go and hurt this person or abandon this person or whatever the case may be. Just think of somebody that you really love. And you do this to this person. And now this person's like, ugh, where you are. Like, well, you did this and that and X, Y, and Z. And you love this person so much that you would do anything to have them back in your life. And wouldn't you want their forgiveness? Wouldn't you want them to forgive you? Wouldn't you want God's forgiveness for all the things you've done? Disobediently, knowingly, willingly done. That you know that He's talked to you about so many times and you just keep ignoring Him. Wouldn't you want forgiveness for that? I mean, I can go on all day. You know, everybody wants forgiveness when it comes down to it, but nobody's willing to give it. And you have to be willing to give it. And if you can't do it for nobody else, do it for you, because you deserve to be free. You deserve to have those chains broken off of you so you can actually start living life without this trauma, without this memory, without holding on to something you should have let go a long time ago. It's not worth holding on to. It's honestly not. It's really not. And can I share something to you? Just personally, from someone who's gone through a lot with my parents. I love both of them regardless of the things that they've done. I've forgiven both of them regardless of the stuff that they've done. And I've gone through stuff since a child. I don't, like I said, I feel like I've said this before, but I've just gone through a lot. I learned that it's best to forgive than to hold on. Because when I started loving myself and learning that, no, I deserve to be loved. I deserve to be whole. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to be heard. When I started learning that, I deserve to be free from everything and everybody and everything they've done to me, when I said, no, it's my time now. It's about me now. Not everybody else and all their bull crap and opinions. It's about me now. It becomes easier for you to forgive others. You know what I actually start? I don't just forgive others now, I bless them too. Always tell God, forgive my enemies, but also bless them. Bless their heart, bless their mind, their bodies, their souls, and spirits, and I mean it. Don't just say it just to say it. Because the thing about it is, God knows our hearts, and He will create lessons for you until it's actually out of you. So save yourself some time and actually mean it and get to the place of meaning it. Number 3, replace the void. Let God fill the gap. Ask Him to father or mother you in the ways you missed or didn't receive. And you'll be amazed because of how He sends people your way. You know, whether it be mentors and experiences to show you love or whatever the case may be. But allow God to fill that hole. Allow God to be that parent to you. Next, I want you to rewrite your story. Something I was never told. You have the choice, the ability, and the option to rewrite your story. You can do that. Yes. It's called free will. When you stop accepting the bull crap around you and the thoughts that are sent to you about you're just so lonely and was abandoned and when you let that go and go, instead of saying I'm broken because, instead say I'm stronger because I overcame blank. When you change your words, change your mind, you start to change your outlook and see things in a different way, where now your past becomes a testimony, not a trap. Because the thing about it is, your story could be the very thing to save a life that crosses your path. By you healing and making good use of your pain. When we have painful situations happen, when we have hurtful things that happen along our journey and in our story that can make you feel like my life is just some horrible lifetime story, yeah, it might be part true. I think it's a whole movie at this point. A Netflix limited series, but it's okay. But by you taking your pain, taking it and not holding it with hurt, with rejection or pain or anything else that you're harboring, but taking it and using it for good, you take your power back. You change the whole narrative, the whole situation where you were supposed to be this was supposed to ruin your life. This was supposed to ruin your mentality, your way of thinking. Now it's like, no. Ruin who? You thought this was oh, okay, so let me see. We're going to gather all that pain, all that hurt. We're going to get it all over here. Yeah, we're not going to do that. How can I use this? How can I change this? How can I do this in a different light and way? What can I do with this? Okay, I can help other people. I can share my story. I can do this. I can do that. X, Y, and Z. Either way, you don't have to look at it as a bad thing. It happened to you for a reason. You might as well do something with it. Might as well do something other than hurting yourself and other people. And shedding the flesh of that darkness that wanted to keep you in the dark, that miserable cloud over you, suffocating you, wanting you to use you, to feed off of you, and you're hurt, because that's all demons do. That's all spirits do when we go through stuff like this and when we harbor the pain and everything else. When you have that little on your shoulder, it's just feeding off of you. Why you want to feed something that actually probably used that parent, that person, and was tormenting their lives, and that's why they weren't there, and who knows what else your parent went through. And now they get to have dessert, which is you. Why you want to keep feeding this thing? And now it's using you as a puppet. You're not weak because you're still alive. You can overcome anything. If you allow it, if you make that choice, it's free will. But you can do it. To hurt those around you and whoever comes into contact with you, why would you give this thing what it wants? You know how you change that narrative? You know how you switch this around? You really want to get things back. You really want to pay back the situation that you went through. You really want to make it wish it never happened. Is when you stop holding on to it and can release it and say, no, I'm not going to live another day with allowing this affecting my life. I'm not going to live here no more. I'm not going to stay here no more. I don't even want to pack a bag. I don't want nothing in this room. I don't want none of it at this point. I don't want it. I'm good. But see, what we're not going to do is stay here no more. I'm not staying here no more. I leave this behind me because I can't even change it. So why am I holding on to it? I forgive whomever X, Y, and Z, whether it be mommy or daddy, I forgive them. Say their name. Say it out loud. I forgive so-and-so for not being there for me as they should have. But also, Father, you know my mother's heart, mind, body, and soul. You know my father's mind, body, heart, or soul greater than what I do. You knew what happened back then. You knew where their heart was, where their mind was. And at the end of the day, I'm grateful that, you know what, they weren't there. Because by them being in my life, they could have made it worse. They could have made it so much worse. So much worse. And yeah, it sucks like a mother sucker to be the kid where's your parent at? Your parent's not here? You don't have your mom and your dad, or whatever the case may be? I was actually teased about that as a child. Oh, your parents are divorcing. I remember that crap. I was like, what? What is that? What is that? It can be hurtful. It can be really hurtful. But why stay there? Why stay there? Don't live there no more. It doesn't feel good. So you put decorations up. Why the hell did you do that? I thought you didn't like the room. I thought you didn't like that situation. I thought you didn't like that it happened. So why are you decorating the place and getting comfortable in that area, in that chapter of your life? Let's go past that. Let's move on. There's so many people who have crossed my path throughout my life that I've actually been able to help. The only reason why I've been able to help them is because I decided and I chose to not live in my pain no longer. I chose that. And when I decided not to be there no more, and to take that, and to not be ashamed, hear me out, to not be ashamed of my story, to not be ashamed of what I've been through, to not be ashamed of what I go through and have gone through, to not be ashamed. There's nothing in your life you should be ashamed about. It was out of your hands of what happened, or if it was in your hands. And even more so when you are aware of this situation, because guess what? You were there. You know what happens. It is what it is. You did it. And during that moment, you thought it was a good idea. You've turned out it wasn't. And that's okay too. At least you know now, right? At least you know. Move on. Step away from the shame. But it was up to me along my journey to make that choice. To not be consumed by hurt and pain. And I'm telling you guys, it's possible. It's possible to forgive. It's possible to move on. It's possible to free your mind from it all. So I'm gonna close here and I'm gonna just say this. You don't have to keep living through the same wound over and over and over and over and over again. There are some people in their 40s, 60s, year olds, and then there's younger people, but it's the principle is you've been sitting there for way too long. Time waits for no one, and you're still in a situation that has nothing to do with the narrative of right now, and you are wasting time. Don't allow this situation to waste your time no more, because like I said before, it could have been worse. It could have been traumatizing to the 3rd degree. And if your situation was like that, I'm sorry. Please go seek therapy for it. Go seek a professional help if it is something that was done to you or whatever the case may be. Please go seek help. But if that's not the case and they just weren't there, consider it a blessing, because your story could have went so many other different ways that you don't see. And where you are complaining and hurting and wanting to feel, okay, that's fine, feel those things. But also see it from another side and perspective that this could have been so much more worse. So much more worse. I mean, traumatizingly worse. Yes, your past happened, as so many of ours do. You're not alone. You're not the only one. It happened, okay? But today, today, you can decide. It won't define your future. It could have been worse, but by the grace of God, it can get better. You can become better, do better, and look at it like this. Your dad or mother might have not been there, But now you understand how hurtful and painful that is. You understand what that's like. Take that pain and turn it into something good. And I'm not saying go out there and go make babies and be, I mean, God says be fruitful, but I'm just saying, when your time comes to be a parent, you will now know what not to do. You will now know, oh, okay, so let me not ever be this way. Let me take this situation and do the complete opposite when I do and the time comes to have my own family. Because I would not ever want my children to feel this way. Be that present dad, be that present mom, and give that love that you didn't receive unconditionally. Go out there in the world and share your story, help other people. There's so many people that go through the same thing, and people have to start and stop. Start and stop. Start understanding and stop thinking you are alone. You're not alone, okay? I'm sorry to break it to you, but you're not that special, okay? You're not that special. Somebody else has gone through what you've gone through. Some other people have gone through worse. Either way, we've all gone through something. It's just some of us decide to do something about it and not sit in it. Either you're going to keep sitting in your piss, or you're going to get your behind up, go take a bath, change your underwear, get fresh and clean and all anew, and start coming as you and the real you of what you're supposed to show up in this world as. Not your hurt, not your pain, not the past.